Hello you beautiful creatures, how the devil are you? I hope you're okay. If you're new here, my name is Lou, or Lucifer, as my friends like to call me. By my friends, I mean my Instagram account. I'm taking this one a lot easier, guys, just because we're going to talk about something a little bit more serious. It's coming to that time of year again. A lot of people are very excited. A lot of people are excited about Christmas coming up, about the new year coming up, about all the lights, family getting together, the presents, everything. Fingers crossed, as long as Boris doesn't change anything, even though we don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue what's going to happen. However, for some people that's not the case. And I'm talking about something that affects me today. I'm talking about something that affects quite a few people I know, and that is SAD. That is seasonal affective disorder. It's basically seasonal depression. Yeah. Again, like I said, it's starting to hit a lot of us now. A couple of my friends at work were actually saying in September that it was beginning to hit them. It's getting a lot darker, guys. It's getting a lot darker. It's no secret that people need light. They really need light. Worst case scenario, if you suffer with depression, anxiety anyway, this is just a big no-no. I will be very open about my mental health. I myself, I suffer with, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety a couple of years back. I've been to the high scale of it, I've been to the low scale of it. So when I say I know how you feel, if you are watching this video because of that, and you're fighting the good fight, I know how you feel. I wanted to do a tips and tricks video, if that's okay with you guys, just because when I kind of first realized what it was and what I was going through, I didn't really know what was going on. I was at university at the time, and I was speaking to my family, I believe, and they just said, you're not good, you're really not good. And my mum basically told me what it could be, and it was SAD. And if I didn't have that, I would have had no clue. So I really hope that this video can help a few of you. Even if it just reaches 5 people, then I'm happy. But join me, please join me, and I hope this helps you. If you yourself, you're feeling low, you're feeling down, and you may feel like you have this, if you have SAD, then I hope this helps. Disclaimer. Massive disclaimer, I am not a professional. I don't have a degree in psychology. I do have a GCSE, but that doesn't qualify me to basically be your psychiatrist, your therapist, anything. This is just my personal experiences. This is what has worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. I really hope that's okay with you guys, because I really don't want this to be a case of somebody watches this, they try everything that I basically talk about and nothing works. And one, I don't want to be held accountable because I'm not qualified. I'm really not qualified. You can always do your own research. You can always call 111. If it gets really bad, you can always call 999 or 911, depending on where you are. So I just hope this is basically a friend speaking to you guys about my personal experiences, and maybe some of the things that I talk about will help, maybe some of them won't. We're all wired different, so let's get into this. So firstly, before we start about coping mechanisms, I just want to talk about how you can kind of gauge whether you have it or whether you don't. It's a lot like depression, where you have no energy, you either oversleep or you hardly sleep at all. For me personally, I can sleep for hours and hours, and I will still feel restless. I won't feel like I've had any rest. I will still feel tired. My job is very active anyway, so that's probably a massive part of it. But even when I've not done anything all day, I can be incredibly tired still, go to bed, wake up and still be tired. That's how it kind of works for me. Eating habits, you can either eat everything or eat nothing at all. It's very frustrating, and I think it's very difficult at this time of year as well, because we're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. Obviously January is next month, and this is when everybody hits the gym. Everybody's like, oh, I've overindulged over Christmas and now I regret everything, and I'll get into that momentarily, but that's one of the things that happens. You just feel really low, like depression. You feel really low, you feel really down, you don't feel like things are going to get better, you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, and yeah, you kind of feel worthless, and it sucks a lot. It really, really does. Like, I've had plenty of times where I've been recording and I've felt like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? No one's probably going to take notice of this. I'm doing this for stupid reasons and nobody's going to care what I say or what I do, or I'm just going to get a load of horrendous comments. And you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles in my head. Like, I could be having the best day and then like these thoughts can just happen, and it's a roller coaster. It really is. However, for me personally, I know when I'm kind of going to get like either a panic attack or an anxiety attack, or my depression's going to hit really hard. I have actually done another video about how to cope with depression and anxiety, how I've developed coping mechanisms as well, so you can always check that out. But I've basically wired my brain now to look for the signals, and that has helped me so much. Also, like physical, you just feel naff. You feel really naff, like your joints, everything, they don't feel great. Like, you have tummy issues, you have tummy upset, you just ache a lot. And again, mentally, it hits you mentally. And we just need sunlight. We really do need sunlight. Like, from having so much sun in the summer to having none at all, it mind boggles me. It really, really does, especially in the UK. You know, we have like a good couple of weeks, days, whatever in the summer, and then that's it. It's mostly rain, and no wonder we're all just so bogged down by it all. I think there's a lot of pressure around the winter period, particularly Christmas as well. Like, people are expecting you to buy, people are expecting you to go all out for Christmas, to be jolly all the time, and this, that and the other. And with people who have mental illnesses anyway, that's a massive pressure on them. I feel it. I really, really feel it. I want to be the best for Christmas. I want to provide for everybody. I want to do this, that and the other, but it's just not realistic, and you need to know where your boundaries are. So hopefully we're going to get into the tips now, guys. I'm not going to put them in a order of importance, because I think they're all just as important as each other. Some of the tips are for people who feel like they can go out and do things, and some of the tips are for people who don't. So I'm going to try and do it as a scale for you guys. I hope that's okay. I really hope that's okay. I want this video to be as casual as possible. I've done a lot of research, looked at a lot of videos on YouTube that are very clinical, and they don't necessarily make me feel great. They really don't. I like the videos where I feel like I'm speaking to a human being that's kind of going through the same vibe that I am. So I really hope that I can provide that for you. So yeah, buckle up, buckaroos. Get yourself a nice cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Get all snuggled up in a blanket, and let's begin, okay? So the first tip I'm going to talk about, depending on where you live, this is a big one. Bright light. So particularly with the UK, we tend to have like bright light from, I don't know, about 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It starts going dark at 3 o'clock. I have this saying of, I wake up and it's dark, and I come back home from work and it's dark. That's literally the case. The place I work in at the moment, I work inside, and we don't have any windows because of the kind of entertainment that it is. We don't want to give anything away. We want to make it as exciting as possible for people to come in and see. Working in the dungeon as well, we don't have any bright light in there just because it's light pollution. So I know what I'm talking about with this one, but make the most of the light. Even if if you're feeling really, really rough and you are having a day where you just can't get out of bed, that's absolutely fine. Please don't push yourself, and please don't feel like I'm pushing you, like anyone's pushing you. You do things in your own time. You push yourself, you set your limits, okay? So even if you just open the window, if you just open your curtains for a little bit, that's absolutely fine, as long as you're getting light, because we need that. I want to say either vitamin C or vitamin D, not too sure. We really, really need that, and this is going to lead into my next point. A happy lamp. So I have something called a happy lamp, and they're literally called natural daylight LED light boxes, and you can get them for, I know this isn't horrendously cheap, but £18. You can get them for as cheap as £18. I have one and it really helped me through university. They basically simulate daylight. So your skin's getting that kind of vitamin. It brightens you up. It does really brighten you up. When I first got it, I noticed a massive difference. I would just sit in my dorm and kind of fester away and marinate in my own sweat. I'm sorry, that's a lot, but let's roll with it. I felt so much better. I really did. It helped me with my studying. It helped me to kind of have more of an awakeness about myself, because I just felt incredibly groggy. But I can't recommend I call them a happy lamp. I really do. I think it's cute. I put little stickers on mine as well. Amazon, I know I go on about Amazon and how much I hate it. However, this is a biggie and this is a must. Amazon is definitely one of the best places you can get a happy lamp. You can get them for as cheap as £18, but they do go up in price depending on what your price range is. I would definitely recommend one. So this is something that's really helped me, and that's have something to work on. I will use, for example, I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan, particularly a massive fan of She-Hulk. I love that girl so much. And I have promised myself that when She-Hulk comes out, I will cosplay her. Now, the size I am at the moment, it's absolutely fine. However, I know the size I want to get to in a healthy world. I'm currently between a size 12 and a size 14. However, I want to build up my muscles. It's beginning to show through. It is. I'm working on it. But my point is, I've set myself something to work on. Now, this depends on how you feel. This depends on your mindset. If you genuinely feel like you can't do it, one, you can, and two, set something realistic. For example, you could say, I will learn to touch type. I will learn to touch type. There are some fantastic courses out there. There's courses for a lot of things that you can do. You can do them online, you can do them in person. Anything, absolutely anything. Even if it's just, I will learn to make a really good cheesecake for when my friends come around. I will learn to paint. I will learn to draw a little bit better. Absolutely anything, but please pick something that you are passionate about, because there is no time like the present to do this kind of stuff. I won't lie, when I was a teenager, I was a size 20, and I feel like I'd wasted my years. I really do. I was in a terrible relationship, and when I broke up out of that relationship, my self-worth was, it wasn't there. It really wasn't there. I was messed about by a lot of people. I really was. And I think it was a case of, I was a joke to a lot of people, because I was a size 20. I was a big girl. I'm at size 12 now, and I'm 25. So, you know, there's no time limit on this kind of stuff. I think there's such a massive stigma about things having a time limit on them, and you really don't need that. You really don't. So you can start something as early or as late in life as you want to. Don't let time constraints ruin that for you. You can make something beautiful. You could, I don't know, by March you could be like a master artist, or you could be great at cooking, or you could have lost, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 stone within a healthy range. You get what I'm saying. But you never know. You never know. I started really fighting to lose weight during the lockdown. got me through it. It really did. And I'm in such a happier place. And if you can start that ball rolling, then that's fantastic. But please, please, please do it within your limit. Do it within your comfort limit. Don't... If you're not the most athletic person in the world and you suddenly decide that you want to be like the champion of netball within, I don't know, 2 months, I don't know personally, but I don't think that's very realistic. Whereas if you say, like I said before, if you say, I really want to get the basics of cooking or drawing or something artistic or something physical, then you can do that and you can build on that. And your future self will thank you later for it. So that's a big one, guys. Just have something to wake up and work towards. And this brings me on to a similar point, exercise. And I can already hear you guys being like, really wish you hadn't said that, Lucifer. But exercise is a biggie, guys. I would just say, even going for a walk up to your local shop, just having a walk, having a really chill walk, particularly if you're in the UK. I'm not so sure about America. I'd really love to go there one day. Please help me to make it happen. Walks, you can find all sorts of walks. You can find national forest walks. You can find them all over the place, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Some of the walks you go on are incredibly breathtaking. I may take you guys on a few walks next year. We really like Eyam, and that's the plague village, and they've got an amazing walk where you can go to a boundary stone which has a massive historic story around it. But we wouldn't have thought of that if we didn't walk. You know, you don't have to be going to the gym like I am, like 3 to 4 times a week. Like, to some people that's just not realistic, particularly if you have a job. Even if you do some home workouts are amazing. I'm going to do one tonight. I basically balance my exercise routine between going to the gym and doing weight training and doing home workouts here, like aerobic workouts. Emmy Wong's a really good one, really good one, from beginners to intermediate to expert. There are some fantastic workouts, guys, even if it's just for 10 minutes. There's an arm workout that I do. Yes, you probably can't tell at the moment. I know my bingo wings are big. They have been here for a long time. But I do an arm workout, and that's 7 minutes long, and that makes me feel so much better. So depending on how you're feeling, depending on your range, please consider doing a little bit of workout. No matter how much or how little, it makes the world of difference, and it gets those chemicals flowing. It makes you feel good. It's like eating chocolate but without the calories. You're welcome. This is another big one, speak to people. And I'm such a hypocrite for this because my communication skills are next to none. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of bad experiences with communication where I've received a lot of bad news over Facebook, over Messenger, whatever, and it's just made me think, you know what, if I ignore it all, it won't happen. Also with my mental illnesses as well, my communication is all over the place. However, there is nothing better than having a long phone call with a family member or a friend. I feel so much better after I've got off the phone to my nan and granddad practically raised me just because both my parents worked, but whenever I speak to my nan and granddad, I feel so much better. I really do. Or when I speak to my best friend, Sophie. Sophie's my best friend. I love her to pieces. I really hope she's watching this. Love you, girl. But my best friend, yeah, if I finish chatting to her on Facebook, on Messenger, or in person, it just makes me feel so much better, and it makes you feel a little less alone in the world. You are never alone. Never. I might be making a Facebook page just because I've got a lovely subscriber that asked me if I have Facebook and if they can talk to me over Facebook. I'm very conscious about people adding me on Facebook, if that's okay. I'm really sorry about that, but I may be making a group so we can all chat on there. If you want that to be a thing, please let me know. Or Instagram, chat to me on Instagram. Instagram's one of my bigger platforms. I'm nearly 1,000 on there, so I chat to people quite frequently on Instagram. So if you want that to be a thing, you can talk to me as well. I know exactly what you're going through. I really don't mind chatting to you. Or just pop yourself down in the comments below. We can get a chat going. It's absolutely fine. But yes, I would really recommend that communication, because it just makes you feel so much better, and you can talk about things that are getting you down. Talk to people that are kind of on your wavelength, who know where you're coming from. Group forums are amazing for that. There is a download group. It's a mental health download group, and people are amazing on that. They basically talk about what's getting them down, like their situations, and there are so many understanding people on that. So check out all the forums you can. Either way, you can always find somebody to talk to. So this is an interesting one. Apps are really, really good, even if it's just a game that you play on for a couple of minutes, half an hour, whatever. There are some fantastic apps, particularly for mental health as well. I had a very rough period a couple of years ago where how do I put this? I was feeling particularly bad, and it was getting to a point where I was hurting myself. Now, I had to learn coping mechanisms to cope with that. I have gone on medication, and it didn't work out for me. Not to say that it's not going to work for other people. Other people absolutely thrive on medication. It didn't work for me. So I had a particularly bad night. I was on my own. Gareth wasn't here, and I needed something to distract me. I had that capacity to be like, no, I'm not going to do this again. I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to do something else to try and get my mind off that. And I'm very proud of that. I really am. I haven't relapsed in 2 years, I don't think. I think I've done really, really well. And I think I got Calm Harm. I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that. So Calm Harm, it was an app where they give you a certain amount of tasks to do. Now, the tasks can range between 5 minutes, 10 minutes and 15 minutes, depending on how long you need that. You need something to basically get you out of that headspace. You need something to distract you. And they could have been something as simple as count 5 things that you can see, list 5 things that you like to smell, list 5 of your favorite animals. Some of them were as simple as go to your bed, cuddle up and listen to some music. They were that easy. They were so good. But I honestly can't recommend it enough, because that was my first step to kind of rehabilitation, really. And yeah, I love the apps. I really do love the apps. There are so many. There's also a lot of sleeping apps as well. I believe there's one called Calm, and it's storytelling. I think it's storytelling, but it's storytelling in such a way that it helps you to go to sleep. YouTube's another good app. YouTube with sleep meditation. Oh my god, sleep meditation is amazing. I love sleep meditation. It's basically talking you through relaxing your body, getting rid of everything from the day, and just being at peace with yourself and just feeling completely relaxed. And that really, really helped me out. So do your research, like go on the App Store for like a good half an hour and have a look around. I can guarantee you that whatever you need help with, there's always something there, because it certainly helped me, and it helped me to stop relapsing. So you know it's a big one if it can help with that. But I definitely recommend, if you are feeling like you are in that headspace and you need something to distract yourself, Calm Harm is a really good one. I've heard Calm's a good one for sleeping. There's loads of them, so go and check them out. This is short but sweet, but if you do genuinely feel like you need help, speak to your doctor. That's all I've got to say on that one. I got to a point where I realised that I needed help. I needed help real bad, even if it is just for seasonal depression, or SAD as they call it. Even if you do need that medication just to get you through the winter period, if you need somebody to speak to over the winter period. Some cases, so for Gareth for example, he actually went to therapy he had 6 sessions, and it was over a case of 6 weeks, and they basically learned about cognitive behavioral therapy, basically learning coping mechanisms for anxiety, for depression, things you can work on yourself to kind of build those coping mechanisms, to know when you're going to have like a panic attack or an anxiety attack, or when you know that your depression's going to hit real bad. It can really help you with that kind of stuff. But please, if it gets so bad that you need to speak to somebody, please speak to your doctor. even if you can't get through the first time, just keep going and going and going. At the moment, for the UK, I'm not too sure about America, we have online triage forms, and they work a dream for me because, as you know, I've got terrible anxiety. We're talking over the phone. They basically put in all your details, you put in how you're feeling, what you need help with, and they will usually get back to you within that day or within the next day. Sometimes it's a text message, sometimes they'll call you straight away. I use that with most of my contraceptive pills, and it's really worked a dream. So however it works for you guys, please call your doctor or fill in an online form. This is another big one, don't know why I keep saying it, but drink lots of water. Water is amazing. You know that I'm an advocate for water. I'm a water baby. I'm a Cancerian. Water helps. Water really helps. It helps to refresh you. It helps to, I like to feel like my brain's a sponge, and the more water I drink, the juicier that sponge gets. That's a gross analogy, but it works for me. I really enjoy it. But drinking water is amazing. It can wake you up, make you feel refreshed, and it can stop your mouth from feeling really dry. It's a mood changer. Water genuinely is a mood changer. I've noticed it so much recently where I've been like really aggy or really angry, and I've just needed to drink some water and I've been fine. Also, sometimes if you are getting like food cravings or this, that and the other, drink water first, and if you are still feeling hungry, you genuinely know that you're hungry rather than being thirsty and filling up that thirst with hunger, if that makes sense. All in all, just drink some more water, okay? Okay. Clean yourself, no matter how big or small. Cleaning yourself can either make a day really good or really bad. I've had days where I've been ill or I haven't been feeling necessarily great in the old noggin, and I haven't had a shower or a bath, and it's, I don't feel great. I really don't. If you honestly feel like you can't get out of bed and you can't have a shower, like having a shower is too much, trust me, I know. And if you are looking at this and watching this and thinking it's stupid that some people can't have a shower, it happens. It really does happen. You get into such a pit of despair and you genuinely don't know what the point is. Like your brain is telling you like, what's the point? So all I'm saying is please just be kind if you are watching this video just to learn a bit more about SAD or a bit more about depression and you don't suffer from it personally. Maybe you're watching it for a friend or how to help a family member. If you are, I really appreciate that. But yes, hygiene is a massive one. You can get dry shampoo, you can get face wipes, you can get deodorant. Like, treat yourself with it. Get some really nice face wipes, or get a deodorant that you really like the smell of, or like a dry shampoo that you love the smell of. There's so many nice smelling dry shampoos, but treat yourself with it because, you know, the smell will make you feel so much better. Like, you'll feel pampered a little bit as well, and that always helps. But hygiene really helps. Even if you just need a shower or a bath is amazing. You can just go in there, get a bottle of wine or get your favorite fizzy drink. You can put a podcast on, you can put me on, you can just chill, and a bath really helps, particularly if you've got sore muscles from the cold. Like, I'm dying with that kind of stuff. My back, I'm puppeteering at the moment, for example, and the puppet I use, so she's kind of a younger age, so I have to bring her down to represent that. So I lean back and my back, oh, there it goes, it twinges. It really twinges. So a good bath, I dig it. This might be short but sweet and seem a little bit redundant, but watch your favorite movies. Put on like some of your favorite music. The good thing about watching your favorite movies, or movies that you've seen over and over again, you know what's going to happen, so you immediately, you feel comfortable with it. Whereas if you watch a new movie, you've got the anxiety of being like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Particularly in horror movies. Horror movies are so stressful, man. I love horror. It's my favorite genre, but my god, does it put my little heart through something. I really like the classics. I grew up on classic horror, American Wealth in London, The Thing. I can't watch bits of the thing because it's got the spider head. I've got terrible arachnophobia, but anything to do with werewolves, or my favourite werewolf movies, or my favourite horror movies, Disney, whatever it is, just indulge yourself with it. Even if you just have like a film day or a Christmas film day. Christmas films are the bomb. I love Christmas films. I think there was one Christmas where I made it a challenge to watch as many versions of the Christmas Carol as I could in one day, and I had the best time. I know that story like the back of my hand now, but I had so much fun with it. It's simple, it's short but sweet, but it really helps me out, and I hope it helps you out as well. And the last one that I'm going to leave you with, guys, please don't be too hard on yourselves. Please, please, please don't be too hard on yourself. We've had a hard year. We've had a really hard year, and we're still not out of the woodwork yet. We've been through so much. We've changed as people. A lot of us have taken personal hits. A lot of us have unfortunately lost a lot of family members. A lot of us have had our mindsets changed by this whole pandemic thing. So don't feel like you've got to act a certain way or be a certain way because it's Christmas. If you're putting yourself in a situation, particularly on Christmas Day, where you know it's going to damage you mentally, then it is not worth it, okay? It is not worth it. Please set yourself some boundaries. You are worth more than that. You are worth the headache of being around people that don't make you feel okay. I've had to learn that the hard way, and I'm putting up boundaries now, and some people don't like it. They really don't like it. They've either said, Lou, you've changed, you're not as nice as you used to be, or why are you not talking to me as much, or why don't you talk to me at all? It's because I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my integrity. I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my mental state. I'm protecting my emotions. But front and foremost, I am respecting myself. I'm respecting myself in a way of, I am not being around people who do not respect me and do not treat me like a human being and don't treat me the way I'm meant to be treated, and you shouldn't have to feel that way either. We all live on this earth. People have different beliefs about what happens after we die, and that's absolutely fine. But mentally, we all remember one life, and that's it. If you go on to another life, you won't remember this one. So make the most of it. Don't be in situations that make you so unhappy that your mental state is compromised, and because of that you just spiral. Believe me, I've been there, I've done that. I've got the t-shirt. Incidentally, I'm wearing my Plague Doctor t-shirt that says wash your damn hands. I'm not sponsored by anything, I just thought I'd show it to you. Comedy. But just be happy, do what makes you happy. If you're celebrating Halloween on Christmas like Blink-182 intended for us to, then do it. We do it, we love it. We know that people like talk about us, and you know, people gossip about us, and that's fine. I don't care. I really don't care. Before, I used to. I really, really did. I wanted to please everybody. I wanted to be everybody's friend. And now it's just like, you know what? If you're not going to make any effort with me, I'm certainly not going to make any effort with you. And I felt the best in that respect that I ever have. I'm struggling with other things, but it is what it is. Life's a roller coaster. But yeah, just please look after yourselves this Christmas. Please look after yourselves, and please, in some capacity, maybe try to enjoy yourselves, but most of all, feel comfortable and feel content. Even if you're not going to celebrate the Christmas period as other people do, you don't have to. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. As long as you're cared for, that's all that matters, okay? And if you feel like nobody else cares, I care. I really, really care, and I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that you have a good winter period, a good Christmas, a good holiday, whatever. Just please look after yourselves. Promise me that you'll look after yourselves. That's basically it. That's all I've got for this, but I know it's heavier than we usually talk about. I have plenty of mental health videos in my past videos. That doesn't make sense, but I'm gonna make it make sense. I'm a massive advocate for mental health. It's affected me, it's affected my fiance, it's affected a couple of my family members, it's affected my friends, and I think it's paramount that we all look out for each other, particularly with our mental health. If you need anything, please drop a comment below. If you want to talk to me, you can always chat to me on Instagram. I really don't mind. If you want me to make a Facebook page where we can all chat together, then I would love to do that for you guys, but please let me know. Look after yourselves. So much love to you guys. I hope you've had a good day. If not, that's okay. Always remember, tomorrow's a new day and you're stronger than you think. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.